Hey guys, welcome back to JOECMDRAWZ, and I've got something a little bit different for you today. So I've been wondering, well, I've been drawing a lot of other stuff on the channel, like the Mega Revolutions and stuff, but they were already pre-existing characters, and I haven't actually shown any of my original characters. And I thought I better change that up, and I really didn't know what to draw. So I was scrolling through Pinterest as I kind of do for artistic inspiration, which I kind of recommend actually. You can find a art style on there that you might not have really noticed that you liked, or a piece of art that might inspire you to do something like me today. Um, so I found this random image on Pinterest. I don't know who it's by, so if anybody can tell me, I'd appreciate that. But I really like the proportions. I like the style. I thought, oh, that's really nice. I want to try and maybe like replicate that. So I ended up drawing this kind of like weird demonish girl. She's kind of got this kind of like punk girl attitude. She's got like a sword. I really didn't know what I was really doing with this kind of like look for this character. I knew I wanted to do something different, but I didn't know what. And I was using this illustration as a kind of jumping off point. Like I said, I like the style, I like the proportions, and I wanted to do something on my own. So I immediately went into this, and I was like, oh, I kind of like that. Let's kind of like expand on that. So using that as a reference, I created all these different versions of the demon character girl. And at this point, I knew I wanted to not just make her a demon, but make her a succubus. Not only do I find them way more interesting, but I also like them a lot more than just regular demons, as I think they don't get enough love in media, I don't think, or as character designs especially. I think they get kind of confused with just lesser demons, and I really wanted to explore this kind of character of a succubus or a succubi. And so I created all these different versions of the character. You got this one where she's got these kind of like nice big like almost Loki horns with like a kind of like gold bracelet on top of there. She's kind of got this shit-eating grin. She's got like little notches out of her ear. She's wearing like this kind of like lingerie set that I just happened to find online because I was looking for an outfit for her and I really didn't know what to do. So I just kind of googled lingerie and looked at what since she's a succubus, I knew she had to be wearing some sort of like kind of sensual or sexual outfit, so I wanted to kind of like do that. Kind of almost normal body torso proportions. She's got like these cool like black band tattoos here. She's kind of got like a little deer tail or kind of some sort of tail because I didn't want to just do the generic a demon tail. I know I've done it here, but that's only because you got to start off with the kind of like classic kind of look and then change it up. I also, like I said, kept the sword. I gave like kind of like almost these goat legs with the hoofs at the end. I thought that'd be a little bit more interesting, which is really cool. Um, so that's kind of like that version. Then I changed it up here, changed up her weapon here, gave her kind of like these fluff or patches of like fluff or hair on the end of her arms. I thought that'd be interesting. Changed the horns here to more of like ibex horns, I guess you could say, but they're not as big as these ones. But they are a little bit interesting with these like little notches there. I changed the hair a little bit, give her like kind of like this scar on her face. Like I said, give her the classic demon tail, and then kind of like kept the kind of feet and legs the same here. Pretty good. I also give her kind of like an earring, I guess you could say, and it's okay. I knew I could try and do better. Here, I changed the horns again, changed the weapon. Um, that's pretty good. I started adding color here. I give it kind of like a spiked collar, changed up the side of where the scar is. I like the colors in this version, in this variation. I really, really do like it. I like the horns as well. I changed up the direction of the ears as well, so now they're kind of pointing downwards actually, which is a little bit more interesting, I feel anyway. She's also kind of like smiling instead of just kind of being perpetually pissed off, which is a little bit funnier. Um, I also kind of like knew I wanted to have have claw hands. So that's why the hands down here are a little bit sharper. I like these horns. I think these are really cool. I like the colors. I think they're working. But I was like, let's see what else we can do. Um, I also changed it up here again. And he was like, well, maybe I could like put some baubles on our horns or something, maybe near Christmas time, using the character as kind of like a jumping off point for a load of other different content I could do. I thought maybe the tail could like wrap around the form here. Um, just different stuff like that. Yeah, it's meh. It's okay. I know I could do better. I even tried changing up the kind of like entire proportions as well, using like I said, a photo online or from Pinterest, I think it was, of just some women posing. I thought, well, I need reference because I would always recommend a reference. I changed the horns again, changed the proportions, changed the face. Didn't really like it at all. I really, really didn't like it. It just wasn't feeling right. I knew I really wanted to go back to this cartoony aesthetic, and as much as I love the anime aesthetic of this one, it just wasn't what I was feeling. And sometimes that's okay. So I ended up jumping off to here, which is these proportions, and I was feeling a lot better about it. Not only are these proportions a lot cuter, they're a little bit more cartoony. I like them a lot more. It's my own style rather than jumping off something else. It felt a little bit more natural to me, and I was really really liking it. And I liked the hair here, how I kind of changed it up. The ears are changed up as well, the proportions. She still got the band tattoos, taking what I had last time on the previous page, and kind of like building on it. She's still got kind of like golden band or gold like band here that I think is really interesting to her character, pulling a little bit of asymmetry into the character design. Not really feeling the pose though. I even copied her and squashed her down so she's a little bit more squat. As you can see, she's changed up the tail here, and it was getting there, but it just didn't hit what I really wanted for the character. So it changed up to here, and I was like, okay, I'm feeling a lot better now. I changed up, you can see the major changes, like I changed up the paws, I changed up the legs here. Coming back to that color scheme on the other page before, it's looking a little bit better. It's a drastic difference from what it started out to be, but I really still wasn't feeling. I feel like the pose was really off. It looked like she was about to fall over. It doesn't look right, so I just kept going, and I ended up getting to this version, which is my favorite version, which is the final version of the succubus character, which I've actually named Harlot, which is actually quite funny. So this is Harlot the succubus, and my original color scheme was kind of like this reddish version with yellow eyes, darkened sclera, which is kind of like the whites of your eyes, I guess you could say. Um, and I really, really liked this version. Not only did she look cute, I love the colors, everything about her. Her hair's a lot more simple rather than trying to force myself to do it in the anime aesthetic that I usually like. You know, uh, I give her like kind of an outfit I really think looks good on her. I changed up the tail so she's got more of a like a deer tail, coming back to that original deer tail. She's kind of got these like sheep ears and these kind of like little horns here. Still keeping the golden band on there because I really, really like that. Some nice asymmetry. She's got more tattoos on her. She's got these blue hearts on her, which look really, really cool. Keeping the black band tattoos on her arm and leg here. I really like these proportions, which is, again is harking back to the original illustration that inspired this. Those kind of like squashed, chunky limb, cartoony proportions. But I've also changed it up what I know from other stuff that I studied. Um, Taking like these legs are not the same and these arms are not the same as what they were in the original illustration that inspired this. Um, Change up the colors to this blue version, which I really really like. It's a little bit more monochrome, I think, very in a deep bluey purplish area, but I think that really works for this character, except for the eyes and the horns and the gold bracelet. I even changed up her earrings, so she has like two earrings on each ear. I changed up the color scheme here again, trying to think, well, it just isn't working. I like this version a lot better. I even put her in kind of like a background, so she's in kind of like this greenish field, just to put the character in a background rather than her just floating in this kind of like weird white void. So I really, really, really like Harlot's character design here. I think I did a really good job. I really liked it, but I knew I could do some more. So once I really arrived to this version of her, I was like, well, what else can I do? I can make an expression sheet for the character, which is where we enter this sheet here, which I really, really love. Not only do I think I've captured a bunch of expressions that suit Harlot as a character, but because I didn't want it just to be sexual, I didn't want to just because she's a succubus doesn't mean that her whole character has to be relate to sex or be a sexual kind of like character. Yes, that is part of it, but there's so many other things that she could be. Maybe she's a cosplayer, maybe she's a warrior, maybe I could do anything with this character, which is the really beautiful part about it. Um, and I also really like the simplified version of her as well, which shows that the character can work in a much simplified version that I did earlier. Instead of a full body thing, I've kind of figured out how to take her features that I designed in one view and then transform it into these other different ones. It's really fun figuring out what you can do with a character, and I really recommend doing this, looking at reference from other cartoons and stuff, and putting them onto your own characters, and it really, really does help. So as you can see, I've got Harlot's like neutral expression. She's crying here. She's shocked. She's angry. She's kind of a little bit more of a sensual look here, and then in confusion as well. And I think that's really, really cool. Um, at first, I some of these expressions weren't as strong as I wanted them to be. Um, like for the crying one, she was just kind of like she had a sad face, but she didn't look sad. You know what I mean? So what I did to change up this thing and using lessons that I talked about in previous episodes on the channel, like mainly on the art style analysis on the Chowder one, where I talked about how, as you can see on extremities and characters, how they can really bump up emotion on the character. I took Harlot's ears here and pointed them down, which really shows that she's quite sad. And this is actually replicated in real life with animals, as you can see, dogs when they're upset, or cats even. They're very upset when their ears point down. So that's what I did for Harlot here. She's also crying blood. Yeah, I know. Um, and she's got this big frown, so she's very cartoony, very expressive. Similarly with the angry expression here, it was just she had a furrowed brow and she had like a typical angry expression. But I thought I can push this, I can really push this, and I pushed it to the next level, and I made her look furious. So it also really helps with this kind of like red underlight, which really works with her blue skin, which I think looks really, really cool. Just really emphasizes her absolute frustration and her fury. Also, extra lines really, really help as well. These extra lines of on her forehead, around her eyebrows, around her like her nose area, and then underneath her chin, really emphasizes these kind of like this upwards angle of I'm very pissed off right now. Very angry. Maybe there's some like flames underneath her or something. I think that's kind of hilarious. Um, and she's even kind of got that little anime kind of like crossing thing there that signifies when somebody's like really angry or when their vein is pulsing, which is what that is. But sometimes there's another quick tip. Um, like just adding a few extra lines to your character's expressions can really actually bump up the expression and make them seem a little bit more like that emotion than they would be if you didn't add them. Like these extra lines on Harlot's underneath her nose and her chin. If you make these expressions in the mirror yourself, you'll see that these lines are actually formed when the skin actually crumples up between the eyebrows, and you get these kind of like lines on your forehead. It really does help to like use yourself as a reference sheet, but you can always use reference from online from other cartoons, which is what I do as well. Even like the pulled up bags on her eyes, she's like almost squinting, like really in anger. So I really, really like that one. I think that one's my favorite. We've got shock here, which is just kind of like your standard one, but now we get to see inside Harlot's mouth as well. If she was to be animated, you would need this as reference for animators, as this is kind of like a reference sheet, I guess you could say. You'll get to see inside of Harlot's mouth. We get to see her teeth color and her tongue color as well, and her open wide mouth. Again, these like lines here indicating that she's quite shocked. Bumped up eyebrows. She even got like the kind of like again little anime sweat thing there, which shows shock or distress, which looks really, really cool. Like I said, the crying expression here. The extra lines here really help emphasize the sadness that she's feeling. And then I was like, well, what else can I do? I want to do at least 6 expressions, just to really explore the character. And here, since like I said, she is a succubus, um, she needs to have some sort of like sexual part of her. So this expression is more of a sensual expression. You can use your own imagination as to what's going on with her, but I think it's a really cool expression as well, because I don't think a lot of people want to do something like this, as they want to kind of keep away from it. But I think since her whole character is being a succubus and her whole job is that kind of on the sexual side, I think this is a great expression to make. She's even got like the blushies here, which really adds to help the drool here. Again, we get to see these different mouth shapes that she can make, which is a really big key point, especially like I said for animation. Um, Again, the extra lines on here, her furrowed brows. I used actually like reference from anime girls that I've seen online as well as real life expressions to get this kind of one. It was really difficult actually. It's a lot more difficult to draw these kind of like subtle expressions than other ones. Like anger and sadness and happiness are all kind of like really easy, but when you get into like some of the more nuanced ones, like kind of like maybe these ones, the more like sexual ones, are the ones that are not exactly as kind of like obvious to the viewer of what they actually convey, then it has to get a little bit more difficult. But hopefully, I was able to kind of convey this kind of like sexual expression that she has in her face. Maybe it's more of like pleasure. That's what the expression is. She's like feeling pleasure, and that's kind of like what the expression I wanted to get across to her. As like I said before, she's a succubus, and it's part of her character, but not the full character. And then I just wanted to do a really funny one, and I picked confusion here as well. Again, we get to see the mouth shape, a little bit of extra lines here, the extra lines on the eyebrows, and I changed up the eyes again, and these are the kind of like classic anime swirly eyes, which I think is really cool, and we've got some like question marks here. So yeah, that's basically the new kind of character of Harlot, and I also did take the liberty of making a red version as well, which I really like. So there's two different versions. Let me know whether you think you like the blue version or the red version more. I love both of them. As you can see, the expressions are the same, but there are little differences between each one. Like on the pleasure expression here, you can see that I've changed the blushes from kind of like a reddish tone on the other one to a purple tone, which looks really, really cool. And here on the angry one, I've changed the underlight from red to blue, which I think looks really cool. I even said to myself when I was doing it, when I changed it, that is cool. So it didn't really take much of a change to kind of like make something a little bit extra cooler. Um, here, so but I just thought the amount of kind of like potential that this character can have on the channel. Not only do I have now an original character that I can use to maybe teach some or give some advice using her as a vector, I can also dress her up in different things, change her outfit, make her cosplay stuff. There's a bunch of different stuff. I can just do a video of me speed sketching or speed kind of like inking different poses of her using reference. I can do all sorts of different stuff, maybe even more expressions, maybe more nuanced ones, a turnaround of the character, excuse me, um, other stuff like that. There's a lot of potential for this character, and I really, really want you to like it, because I love this character. Obviously I'm a little bit biased because Harlot is my character, but I really, really like her proportions. I love her kind of character. She's kind of almost got this carefree, kind of cute swagger in this one here. And I love all these kind of different expressions that she can make, and I really want to do more. So, I can make her a cowgirl, I can make her kind of like a superhero, I can do all sorts of stuff, put other key things from like maybe TV shows or anime or whatever onto the character. You know, I can give her a robe, I can give her weapons, I can do all sorts of stuff with her. So having a recurring face on the channel is really, really cool, and I think that just would be really, really cool. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make these expressions into a sticker pack and also individual stickers on the Redbubble shop. So if you would like any of these expressions, or if you like all of them, you can get them on the Redbubble. That'll be available up within like a couple of hours or so. So if you like any of these, let me know in the comments which one's your favorites. What else did you prefer, the kind of like original anime look, or do you prefer this cartoonish look? Because I much prefer this one. And what do you prefer? Do you prefer the blue version of Harlot, or do you prefer the red version of Harlot? I'm going to make both available. So if you like a certain expression on the blue version, but you also like a different one on the red version, let's say you liked the anger expression on the blue version, but you didn't like it on the red version, but you liked the red version of the pleasure expression on here, but not the blue version, then you can have that. You can mix and match, and I think that's really nice, giving people choice of what you want. So if you do like these, please go and just check them out, or at least share this video, share this out. I want this character to be shown everywhere. I really love her, and I really want everybody to love her. And I think this is a really good page of references how much the character can like express herself. Her character isn't just a succubus and then purely just sexual. She can be so much more than that. You know, she can have tantrums. She can be angry. She can do all these other kind of stuff. So I think that's really cool. I think I've fully explained the character properly. So this is Harlot the succubus. So I really hope you like her. Yeah, so if you did enjoy this video, and if you did get to the end, thank you very much. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, comment, all that really good stuff. Share this video, and thank you. Alright then, guys, I'll see you next time. See you later. Bye! Hey there, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share my work around. I'll see you next time.